parallel universe with its own laws, leaders, and history. The secrets of the Freemasons are steeped in tradition and anchored in time. 33 levels of eerie initiation ceremonies, skulls and coffins, blindfolds and chains. And beyond the magnificent marble chambers of America's great cities and the humble halls of smaller towns, beyond the solemn gatherings of aging black men and their junior knights, there are many other Masonic-like clubs, subsidiaries and spin-offs, each with its own rites and rituals, each confident of its importance in the lives of its members. For more than 300 years, Freemasons have attained positions of leadership, power, and celebrity in dozens of countries. From Colonel Sanders to Houdini. From Mark Twain to Richard Pryor, these Masons had one thing in common. They were all men. Freemasonry's relationship to women seems based on the idea that brotherhood would lose its meaning if there were sisters in the lodge.
I think one of the possible challenges that there may be in the future is the relationship of women to Freemasonry in the male-only organizations. Most of all of the regular Grand Lodges around the world, membership is purely male, not for any reasons of not liking women or thinking women are in any way second class. It's just historically we always have been.
That hasn't stopped women from demanding the right to enter the secretive world of Freemasonry, to have access to the knowledge, mysteries, and perhaps even the important political and social connections that men do. June Lennon of Atlanta, Georgia, is part of an offshoot called Co-Freemasonry, where men and women are equally welcome and equally unrecognized by the all-male lodges of the United Grand Lodge of England.
My personal belief is there is a difference in the sexes. We think differently. We have different political, educational, job experiences. And if we start to discuss a particular topic, it's very important to hear a man's point of view. It's important for that man to hear the woman's point of view. It allows for an intellectual equality that you wouldn't necessarily get over the dining room table.
But Co-Freemasonry is just one branch of a diverse assortment of secretive sororities. Susan Gonzalez is a member of the Worshipful Lodge Universalis in New York City, an organization in which men are not welcome.
Women have been a part of the ancient mystic rites for thousands and thousands of years, and Masonry sort of borrowed those symbols along the way, along with their operative symbols.
Janet Wintermute of Washington, D.C. belongs to an even more exclusive and secretive all-female club.
If you go into a Masonic lodge where there are men in the room who don't want you there just because you're a woman, your chances for actually working Masonry in an appropriate way are zero, less than zero. It can't be done. The women who have become Masons are not interested in that. They're not worrying about recognition issues, about being equal to men. They don't regard Masonry as having much to do with gender at all, actually. They're looking for the light. They're looking for enlightenment and understanding of the universe and the thing that made everything happen in the universe. And this doesn't have anything to do with being a man or a woman.
Women Masons may not yearn for acceptance by the Grand Lodges and worshipful masters of the all-male Masonic world, but they are attracted and enlightened by the same symbols, the same path to self-awareness, and the same secrecy.
Our order is extremely discreet. Our rituals have never been accurately published anywhere. You can purchase a book called Duncan's Ritual in any Barnes & Noble and read the mainstream Masonic rituals for the first 3 degrees, the Craft Lodge degrees. You can't do that with my order. We are extremely discreet about that matter.
I took an oath as a Mason to not divulge any of the information about who's there and what they're doing. Not because we want secrets, but because they need the opportunity to be there and feel free to be candid and open. And that's their right. And who am I to to expose that, to make them feel uncomfortable about their journey. It's an oath that I took.
Feminine Freemasons face unique challenges because people don't know we exist, or in denial that we exist when they hear about us, and can sometimes find it a bit ridiculous that women, feminine, is in a fraternity. That is a particular challenge.
With a separate structure for women and another for African Americans, the self-imagined world of the Freemasons may seem antique, unjust, and obsolete. Yet its millions of brothers and sisters encompass nearly all races and nations. Something about this secretive society still resonates 300 years after its rules were first written down. Masonry may seem mysterious and clandestine, but the fact is we see Freemasons around us all the time. The famous fun-loving Shriners, leaders in charity projects around the world, are the most public face of Masonry. Formerly, the ancient Arabic order of Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, made up entirely of Masons who have obtained the 32nd degree. Here, it's a rather tame meeting of these charitable comrades. Each in a mock Turkish fez, relics of an age when Westerners viewed the Middle East as a land of flying carpets and exotic Arabian nights. These goofy guys play for a serious cause. They raised an estimated $649 million in the last year for hospitals where burned and suffering children can be treated at no charge to their families. For more than 300 years, Freemasonry has been a crucible for leaders. It has attracted men, and now women, into a society devoted to self-knowledge and, as the Masons claim, to making good men better. The familiar Shriners and their charity work and the youth programs of Prince Hall Masonry are one side of Masonic leadership. The involvement of Masons in some of history's greatest revolutions is another. What we may never know is just how Masonry may be influencing today's political leaders and the leaders of tomorrow. Whether Masonry may be instilling the virtues of morality and self-control, or whether loyalties to the Brotherhood may drive political agendas. Even in the 21st century, much of Masonry remains hidden behind a curtain of controversy. But as long as the world's biggest secretive society keeps its secrets, conspiracy theories are bound to continue. So far, there is no hard proof that Freemasons control